Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time for module number 9 already. This module we're going to be discussing Impressionism, and Impressionism is the very first secessionist art movement, which is basically them saying we're no longer interested in the salons that the Academy holds. We're going to be holding our own exhibitions of this incredible work. And unfortunately, not everyone feels the same way about their paintings. So we're going to learn about the Impressionists and the Impressionist exhibitions. We're also going to be studying modern architecture this week. And modern architecture coincides perfectly with modern art. The unique thing about that is modern architecture is really ours. It's a United States type of deal, whereas modern art, we kind of, push off, no, that's European, it's not us. But modern architecture really begins in Chicago, and it's a great story. I'm going to be showing you works by Frank Lloyd Wright. I'm going to be showing you the Case Study House. It's really kind of a very fun chapter. After that, we have our modern architecture worksheet. I'll walk you through that in just a moment, and journal number 8. So with that, let me take you over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through module number 9. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. This week is module number 9. We're going to be covering 2 topics. The first one on Impressionism. We have our study guide, and then also the further exploration section. That contains our reading for the week. And then we also have a really cool video on Claude Monet painting. And one of the great things about modernism is we're at a time period where some of these artists lived into the time of video. And of course, we have photographs of these individuals. So much more documentation as far as these artists are concerned. And in the lecture, I tell you about Claude Monet being a chain smoker. He is definitely smoking in this video. If you do have time and you're interested in Claude Monet, this is one of my friends, Ross King, who you actually saw in previous videos for the journals and Medici Godfathers of the Renaissance. He wrote a book on Claude Monet, and that's about an hour-long lecture for this book, and it's really quite good. So again, just something to think about and to bookmark. Our second lecture of the week is on modern architecture. So once again, we've got our video, our study guide, and then the further exploration section focuses on 2 primary buildings. The first one by Frank Lloyd Wright, which is the very famous Falling Water, and the second one is the Stahl House. The Stahl House is the most famous of the Case Study Houses. It is located here in Los Angeles, and it's made entirely of glass, except, of course, for the rooftop. But this is really one of the most remarkable homes that you'll see, and I do hope you enjoy the pictures we have of it during the lecture. We also have a list of all the case study houses here, Falling Water's Facebook page, its website, and one of the cool things about Falling Water, and I'm recording this at night, so it's not going to probably show up very well, is they have a live cam on Falling Water. Of course, right now, it's dark in Pennsylvania, but during the day, you get to see all the people walking around, you get to see the building, of course, the waterfall itself, and it's just really, really cool. So let's close those and head back to the journal. So the journal this week has you reading an article that was originally published in Scientific America about the issues with falling water. And what I want you to do is answer these 3 questions. First, what were the problems with Frank Lloyd Wright's design? What process did the engineering firm go through to repair as well as preserve the home? And then more of an opinion question, who has the final word in a building's design? Is it the client who's paying for this job, or is it the architect who has all the knowledge but may have his own ideas and biases? So think about that question, and that is journal number 8. Our project this week is on modern architecture. After the lecture that you watch, you're going to choose a home to do research on that was not in the lecture. So keep in mind that for a home to be modern, it must have been built between the 1850s and 1950s, and that's just one of the things that make a home modern. It must be constructed using the skeleton and skin system, and also it needs to be made with modern materials, glass, concrete, steel. You want to answer the questions on the worksheet. You're going to type your responses directly into the worksheet as well. And also, you definitely want to choose a building that is well known because that will help your research. You are not limited to buildings in the US. There are many places such as Japan, Brazil, Mexico that have wonderful modernist buildings. And this is the worksheet here. So let's open that up. And we'll make it a little bit larger here. So the very first thing you're going to do is insert an exterior image of the building that you chose. If you want to include some others, that is fine as well. Tell me the information about the building, its name, where it's located, when it was constructed, and so on. Question 3 asks you about the architects. Question 4, the building materials. Question 5, what makes this building modern? Here is an idea. The time period it's built, the fact that it's using the skeleton and skin system, the fact that it's using modern materials, all make it modern. You can also talk about the specific time that it's being built. Maybe it's during the age of Art Nouveau or Art Deco, even streamlining. Question 6 is a little bit more personal. Why did you end up choosing this building? What attracted you to it? And you also want to list your sources. So you want to use at least 3 academic level sources. You do not want to use more than 5. That's just too much for this short worksheet. Keep in mind Wikipedia is not considered an academic source because we cannot figure out an author to the facts within the page. So that's why it's not academic, although it can lead you to academic sources, particularly in the citation section at the bottom. But there's usually no issue with finding great academic sources, and keep in mind many of these buildings have their own website. So I'm going to jump down here to the examples. I chose 5 examples for you. Again, these are outstanding student examples. While you can use an architect that was mentioned in the lecture, you just can't mention their building that was in the lecture. So, for instance, Frank Lloyd Wright created 1,000 different designs for buildings. There's only 4 in the lecture. You cannot use Falling Water or the Hollyhock House and so on. Same thing with the case study houses. I talk about case study house 23. This is an example of case study house 8. There are 21 other case study houses you're more than welcome to use. So let's jump on to one of the examples just to walk you through it. Again, we have the pictures up front. You can see that there was a gap between the question and the answer. That's really essential. You can also see it's a little bit smaller font, different color, so it really made the answers stand out. Sources, as far as web links, are down below. Please just do not put eamesoffice.com. Make sure to put those particular sites that you're going to. And I think that may be everything we have for the week. Let me just double check real quick. The video, our introduction. Don't forget also, down here, you want to finish the discussion photography board. So you did a post already. You need to make sure you do a reply. My office hours are here for Monday and Wednesday. And I will be back shortly to tell you about module number 10.